There is a force in this world that thrives on manipulation, deception, and control. It twists reality, distorts truth, and convinces you that you are powerless. This force has a name. It is the narcissist. They do not seek love, they seek dominance. They do not desire connection, they crave control. And the moment you see through their illusion, their power begins to crumble. You may think you need to fight back, to expose them, to make them feel the pain they have caused. But that is exactly what they want. They want your energy. They want your reaction. They want you to stay entangled in their web because as long as you are reacting, you are still under their control. The real power move is not confrontation. It is not revenge. It is indifference. Indifference is the one thing a narcissist cannot handle. They need your attention like a fire needs oxygen. The moment you stop feeding them, they start to suffocate. When you refuse to engage, when you stop explaining yourself, when you no longer seek their validation, that is when their control over you collapses. They expect you to fight, to cry, to beg, to explain. But when you give them nothing, you become untouchable. This is not about weakness, it is about strategy. A narcissist thrives on emotional reactions. They provoke, they manipulate, they twist words to make you doubt yourself. But when you stop explaining, stop defending, stop reacting, you send a message louder than any argument: you no longer exist in my world. And nothing terrifies them more than irrelevance. They will try to pull you back in. They will test you, poke at your emotions, create drama to see if you still care. But when you maintain your silence, your distance, your peace, they are forced to face a reality they cannot handle. You are free. They may try to punish you for leaving their game, but do not fall into the trap. Every reaction is a rope that pulls you back. The true escape is not in winning against them, it is in refusing to play at all. The world belongs to those who control their own minds. No narcissist can take what you refuse to give. And the day you realize that their words, their approval, their existence mean nothing to you, is the day you break their power forever. Walk away, stay silent, and watch them lose the control they thought they had. That is the move that sets you free. A narcissist's strongest weapon is not their words, their manipulation, or even their deceit. It is your emotional reaction. They do not care about the truth or fairness. They care about controlling your feelings. The moment they can make you angry, hurt, or desperate, they have won. They know exactly how to push your buttons, how to make you feel small, how to twist reality until you doubt yourself. Their power does not come from their strength. It comes from your willingness to engage in their game. But what happens when you stop playing? When you refuse to react? When their insults, their gaslighting, their attempts to provoke you are met with silence? The answer is simple: their power fades. They can only control you if you let them. The key to breaking free is realizing that their words mean nothing unless you give them meaning. When you take away your reaction, you take away their control. Indifference is not weakness, it is the ultimate act of strength. A narcissist expects you to fight, to cry, to beg for their understanding. They feed on the chaos they create, and every emotional reaction you give them reinforces their belief that they have control. But the moment you become indifferent, their entire world collapses. They do not know how to function without your energy. When you stop explaining yourself, when you no longer seek their validation, when their presence no longer affects your emotions, it is when you win. It is not about proving them wrong. It is about showing them that they are no longer relevant to your life. The greatest revenge is not anger, it is apathy. When they realize they no longer have a hold on you, they become powerless. And that is when they begin to unravel. A narcissist needs attention like fire needs oxygen. They do not seek love, connection, or genuine relationships. They seek control, and that control is fueled by your engagement. If you argue with them, they win. If you defend yourself, they win. If you cry, beg, or try to make them see your side, they win. But if you starve them of attention, they begin to suffocate. They panic when they are no longer able to provoke you. They thrive on keeping you emotionally hooked. And the moment you remove yourself from that cycle, they lose the very thing that keeps them alive. It is not enough to walk away physically, you must detach emotionally. When you stop feeding their ego, they are left with nothing but themselves. And that is the one thing they fear the most. Silence is a language that narcissists do not understand. They expect confrontation. They expect you to react, to plead, to explain yourself. They are prepared for arguments because arguments begin control. But silence terrifies them. It leaves them confused, unsettled, and powerless. They will try to break it. They will push, provoke, do anything to get a reaction. But if you remain silent, you shift the power dynamic instantly. Silence is not weakness, it is a statement. It says, you no longer have a hold on me. The moment you stop giving them the satisfaction of a response, you show them that their words and actions no longer define your reality. And that is when their influence shatters. Every argument with a narcissist is a trap. They do not argue to solve problems, they argue to keep you entangled in their web. They twist your words, manipulate facts, and shift blame until you start questioning your own reality. The more you try to explain yourself, the deeper you fall into their game. The only way to win is to stop playing. Do not justify, do not defend, do not engage. The more energy you give to proving yourself right, the more power you give them over your emotions. They are not interested in truth, they are interested in control. Walk away, not because you are weak, but because you refuse to waste your waste on someone who will never listen. Your peace is worth more than their validation. Leaving a narcissist's chaos behind is not losing, it is the greatest victory. They want you to believe that without them, you are nothing. They want you to feel lost, broken, afraid to stand on your own. But the truth is, the moment you walk away, you set yourself free. It may not feel like victory at first. The pain, the self-doubt, the fear of the unknown may try to pull you back. But with every step forward, their grip on you weakens. You do not need closure. You do not need an apology. You do not need them to acknowledge their wrongs. The real triumph is in reclaiming your own life. And when you realize that their absence is not a loss but a blessing, you will understand that walking away was the most powerful move you ever made. A narcissist's biggest fear is irrelevance. They want to be at the center of your world, your thoughts, your emotions. Whether you love them or hate them, as long as you are thinking about them, they feel powerful. But the moment you stop caring, they become nothing. They will do everything in their power to remain significant in your life. They will try to guilt trip you, make you jealous, or even provoke you with new relationships just to see if you still react. But when you remain unmoved, when their actions no longer affect your peace, you strip them of the one thing they crave the most, attention. And when a narcissist realizes they are no longer relevant, their world begins to crumble. Your peace is the greatest revenge. Narcissists want to see you suffer, to see you broken, to see you struggling without them. They want to believe that they were the best thing that ever happened to you. The greatest way to destroy their illusion is to thrive. Not by proving anything to them, but by genuinely living your best life. Happiness, success, and inner peace are the things they can never truly achieve. And when they see you doing well without them, it drives them mad. They may try to sabotage your progress, spread lies, or provoke you just to pull you back in. But the moment you understand that their opinion no longer matters, you win. The greatest justice is living a life where they are no longer a factor. The best response to a narcissist is no response at all. They are not looking for an honest conversation. They are looking for control. Every word you say is something they can twist, use against you, and manipulate to their advantage. They are experts at turning your pain into their power. The only way to break free is to stop giving them ammunition. No reaction, no explanations, no engagement. The less you feed them, the faster they starve. They will escalate, they will test you, they will try everything to break your silence. But if you hold firm, they will have no choice but to move on. Your silence is your shield, and in that silence you reclaim your power. A narcissist will always try to bait you back into their cycle. When they sense that you are pulling away, they will suddenly become kind, apologetic, or even act like the person you once fell for. This is a trap. They are not sorry. They have not changed. They are simply testing whether they still have control over you. The moment you respond, they know they still have influence. They may use guilt, nostalgia, or even fake vulnerability to lure you back in. But remember, a narcissist only plays nice when they fear losing control. Stand firm. See through the illusion. The test is not in their words, it is in whether you choose to believe them. And the moment you refuse to fall for the act, you break their hold forever. A narcissist's words mean nothing without action to back them up. They are masters of false promises, empty apologies, and grand speeches designed to pull you back into their control. They will say exactly what you want to hear, mirroring your hopes and desires, but their behavior always tells the real story. They do not change, they simply adapt to keep you engaged. If you listen closely, you will notice that their apologies lack true remorse, and their promises are only meant to pacify you temporarily. They do not seek resolution, they seek to reset the cycle of manipulation. When you stop believing their words and start focusing on patterns, you begin to see the truth. The only way to break free is to stop seeking sincerity where it does not exist. Their words hold no weight if their actions do not change, and once you recognize that, you become immune to their deception. The insults, the accusations, the endless blame, they are never truly about you. Narcissists project their own insecurities onto others, using criticism as a way to mask their deep-rooted self-loathing. They accuse you of the very flaws they cannot face within themselves. They call you weak because they fear their own weakness. They accuse you of being dishonest because they are incapable of truth. Every harsh word they speak is a reflection of the battles they refuse to fight within themselves. Once you see this, their insults lose their sting. You stop taking their words personally because you realize they are talking to a mirror, not to you. Their cruelty is not a measure of your worth, but of their own brokenness. And when you stop absorbing their negativity, you rob them of the ability to use it against you. Setting boundaries is your greatest weapon, but it does not require explanation. A narcissist will demand reasons, argue against your decisions, and twist your words to keep you from enforcing your limits. They will make you feel guilty for protecting your peace, framing your boundaries as selfishness or cruelty. But you owe no one a justification for choosing yourself. The more you explain, the more ammunition you give them to manipulate you. A boundary is not up for debate. It is a firm line, not an invitation for negotiation. When you say no, say it without apology. When you walk away, do so without looking back. Boundaries are not meant to make them understand, they are meant to protect you from their control. The moment you stop explaining yourself, they lose their power to manipulate your decisions. A narcissist wants you to believe that their approval defines your worth. They build a world where your self-esteem is tied to their validation, making you constantly chase their approval. They lift you up only to tear you down, keeping you in a cycle of uncertainty. But the truth is, their opinion is meaningless. You do not need their praise, their acceptance, or their recognition to know your value. The moment you stop seeking their validation, you break free from their influence. They will try to make you feel like you are nothing without them, but it is a lie. Your worth has never depended on them. It has always been yours to claim. When you recognize that their approval is just a tool of control, you take back your power. And when they see that you no longer seek their validation, they lose the ability to manipulate you. They will never change for you, no matter how much you love them, reason with them, or wait for them to become better. A narcissist does not change unless they truly want to, and even then it is rare. They will pretend to change when they feel you slipping away, but it is never real. It is a performance meant to keep you trapped. They will play the victim, make promises, and even show glimpses of kindness to convince you they are different. But the moment they regain control, they revert back to who they always were. Holding on to hope that they will change is the very thing that keeps you in their cycle. Real change requires self-awareness, accountability, and a willingness to grow. Three things a narcissist refuses to embrace. The sooner you stop believing in their potential and start accepting their reality, the sooner you find freedom. The greatest victory over a narcissist is living a life where they are no longer a factor. They want to believe they left an imprint on you, that you are still thinking about them, still affected by their actions. But when you move forward, truly move forward, they lose the battle they never expected to lose. Your happiness, your peace, your success without them is the proof that they never truly had control. You do not need revenge. You do not need closure. And you do not need to prove anything to them. The moment you stop caring, stop engaging, and stop looking back, you win. They may try to re-enter your life to see if they still have a hold on you, but your silence is the loudest answer. The real power is in choosing a future where they no longer exist in your mind, your heart, or your world.